So my dear ones, last day Vishnupriya and Remit gave us some amazing points on 3 types of education: informal, formal, and non-formal education. We use flipped classroom there. I just use flipped classroom because of 2 reasons. First one, at regular intervals, I have to give you opportunities for speaking, to come forward and to speak something before your peers, because during the 3rd semester you will start your teaching practice, and by then you should be able to face an audience online as well as offline. The second reason behind my selection of flipped classroom is just to make you aware that, or just to remind you that we can make use of different techniques. Good morning, Muhassina. Different techniques, different methods, different ways for transacting some items in our classroom. For that, you have to make use of your imagination. You have to make use of your creativity. You have to make use of your observation. You have to make use of your experiences in your life. So you have to just try to make your classroom as interesting as possible by making use of different methodologies, making use of different ways of transaction. So both of them were able to give you some wonderful points within a short span of time, even without getting enough time for preparing for that particular process. Then I told you that all others also could give some points on the 3 educational types, 3 kinds of education. So anyone can come forward and add some more points, a few more points to the points given by Vishnupriya and Remit. Yeah, right. Any one of you can come forward. If you want to give some points, a few more points, to tell about the difference among informal education. See, we will use between only when there are 2 items. Difference between. When there are more than 2 items, we would better use among. Here, difference among informal education, formal education, and non-formal education. In Malayalam, we translate informal education into Yadrikshika Vidyabhyasam, formal education into Aupacharika Vidyabhyasam, non-formal education into Anaupacharika Vidyabhyasam. So non-formal education may be considered as semi-formal. Right, if anyone wants to add a few more points to the arguments given by Vishnupriya and Remit. Anyone? I think Shahana can add some points. Shahana.
Yes, sir.
You can add some points if you have got. What do you think about informal, formal, and non-formal education? If you're not able to speak, because
Yes, sir. Am
yeah,
am I audible, sir?
yeah, now you're audible, you can tell. Yes. Good morning, Jasbina. Yes, tell us, Shahana.
For formal informal education daily
Yeah,
നടക്കുന്ന ഒരു സംഭവമല്ലേ ഡെയിലി ലൈഫിൽ.
yeah.
ഫോർമൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ സ്കൂൾ ഗോയിങ്ങിന് അല്ലാണ്ട് തന്നെ ഡെയിലി നമ്മൾ എൻവയോൺമെന്റുമായിട്ട് ഇന്ററാക്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ
So
നമ്മൾ
informal education is the type of education which we gain from our surroundings. Yeah, which we gain from our surroundings without having any deliberate attempt to,
സിലബസും
yeah, yes, daily life, do routines, yeah, from our parents, from our peer group, from the community members, from the people who are around us. Or we can call it as a lifelong process. We can call it as a lifelong process. Yeah, right, Shahana?
യെസ് സർ.
It's natural. We acquire something. And again, I may ask you, they have given you some points, some features of informal education, formal education, and non-formal education. Then we have seen that in formal education there is certificate, there is examination. That means evaluation. Evaluation means some standard evaluation. Then there is admission process. But in non-formal education, one point was given that there is no, there should not be, the evaluation is not must.
നോ പ്രോപ്പർ സിലബസ്.
Yeah, okay, proper syllabus, okay. Then my question is whether you want to give something against the, okay, this question is all of you, to all of you. Whether you want to give something against the points given by Demit and Vishnupriya on the feature of any of these three types of education. Yeah. So I think the question answer session is, or the discussion is not very effective because of the problem, the network problem. I also faced this one because yesterday I posted a video on YouTube. I think it's more clear, it's more transparent and more audible. Because yesterday I was using OBS Studio and it was an offline software, so there was no problem. But when I record something on Google Meet, then there is some problem because this is an online platform. So when there is some fluctuation in the case of our network, then recording also faces some problems. Yeah. So meanwhile, I may ask you a question. See, you are reading newspapers, you are watching television programs, you are listening to radio broadcasting. In which type of education you would list such pieces of knowledge? You read newspapers, you watch television programs, you listen to radio broadcasting, and you get some knowledge, you get some skills. In which type of education you will include these types of knowledge? Vinaya, can you tell me, Vinaya, in which type you would include these types? Yeah.
So, informal education.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Vinaya. Informal. Informal because it is not collective or it is not institutionalized education. Then I told you that non-formal education can be considered as semi-formal education. Why? why did I tell non-formal education can be considered as semi-formal education? Mehrin, what do you feel, Mehrin? Why did I tell so? Non-formal education is semi-formal, not fully informal, not fully formal. Why? Mehrin, are you there? Yeah, tell us.
Sir, maybe because we'll have something to learn and apply.
Yeah, maybe because we,
So there may be something which we can apply in our life to our life.
there may be something which we can. Yeah, that's also actually we apply what we get from our informal education more than what we get from formal education or non-formal education. Actually, it is semi-formal education because it is just like formal education, but some differences are there. So I think I may come to the point. Informal education is, maybe you may be asked to define informal education. So I will come to the point, Mehrin, why do we call non-formal education semi-formal? And meanwhile, I may ask another question. See, we have seen National Literacy Mission, literacy programs, right? In which type of education you would include this national literacy program or adult educational programs? Hafiza, can you tell me in which type of education you would include this one?
Maybe informal.
Informal. Any other opinion? Hafiza tells it is included in informal. Any other opinion?
Non-formal, sir.
Non-formal, yeah. According to Ashwin and Muhammad Faisal, yeah, I think Ashwin and Muhammad Faisal have given the answer, yeah. Non-formal, yeah. Yeah, non-formal. Jasila also tells, yeah, Jasila, I think you told non-formal, yes.
Informal, sir.
Informal, yes. Then Jasmina told formal. Okay, let's come to the point, yeah. Let's see. Informal, I may give you the definition first. Informal education is some knowledge, some skills, and some ideas which we gain from our surroundings, people around us, naturally, without having any deliberate attempt to become an expert in that. Actually, maybe some deliberate attempt. For example, sometimes if you want to ride a bicycle, we will tell our friend, we want to learn riding bicycle. Then we will tell our friends to teach us or give some instruction to learn riding bicycle. But here actually you're not, or you do not want to learn riding a bicycle as a part of education. You just want to learn riding bicycle because you want to ride it. It is not an attempt for, telling that I have got an education, I have got a certificate in that. It is a natural process because you become, or you are required to do so because it becomes a necessary for you. For example, you get admitted in an educational institution which is a little bit far away from your home, and you have to reach the school at sharp time, and you know that you cannot reach the school at sharp time if you walk. So the necessity comes there, and you just want to learn riding a bicycle. So maybe deliberate, but not the deliberate attempt to get education. You don't think that it's a part of education. Okay. So I tell without a deliberate attempt. Then yesterday or day before yesterday, Remit used unconsciously. Actually, he used so not as we use in the psychology. In psychology, unconscious mind is something else. But Remit just intended, I think so, without deliberate attempt. കരുതിക്കൂട്ടിയല്ല എന്ന അർത്ഥത്തിൽ മാത്രമാണ് രമിത് അങ്ങനെ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത് അൺകോൺഷ്യസ് എന്നുള്ളത്. സൈക്കോളജിയിൽ പറയുന്ന അവബോധ മനസ്സ് എന്നല്ല. So we naturally gain something from our surroundings. So that is what is informal education. For example, Mowgli learned everything. Actually, we cannot use the term learn. Learning is having something with deliberate attempt by knowing the formal rules and regulations. But acquisition is the right term. So Mowgli acquired everything from the forest naturally. When it becomes a necessity for him. So he acquired swimming skill because he has to cross the river for reaching the other side of the river. Then he acquired the skill of climbing trees because he had to get some mangoes, he had to get some other fruits as a food for him. And he acquired some other skills, running, because he had to run to escape himself from Sheru, the tiger, right? So he learned different things as a part of his life without any deliberate attempt. And formal education is the education which we gain from some educational institutions within a prescribed time period by following a strict rules and regulation, and by getting a regular classes. And just underline this regular classes. One difference between formal education and non-formal education is this regular. Actually, there are classes given by teachers, qualified teachers in non-formal education. So I told you it's just like formal education, because distance education courses are there, then some in-service training courses are there. So non-formal education also has got classes, but not regular classes. You can see some flexibility there. So I'm defining informal education. I just defined the terms. Informal education is the type of education or the skills and knowledge which we acquire naturally from our surroundings without thinking that we are getting a type of education. That is unconscious. Okay, actually the word unconscious is used for denoting that word. We can use without deliberate attempt or unintentionally. We we acquire the skill of preparing a cup of tea from our mother. Maybe we may tell to our mother that, Mother, I want to learn how to prepare tea. But it is just for preparing tea, not for telling that I have got an education in preparing tea. And that is the difference. Yeah. So informal education is the education or the skills, knowledge, and ideas which we gain naturally from our surroundings without a deliberate attempt that we are getting some education. Formal education is the type of education which we gain from some educational institutions through regular classes within a prescribed time span or duration of time, right? Then non-formal education is the type of education which is intended for giving continuing education to people who work and to give education to those who haven't got any formal education during their childhood days. And see, informal education is collective education. Non-formal education also is collective education, right? Informal education is not collective. Each and every individual learns something naturally. But formal education and non-formal education are collective. So let's look at the difference. First, we can look at the differences between informal and formal. Very simple. In informal education, there is classroom. In formal education, there is no classroom. In informal education, there is no evaluation. I mean, there is no standard evaluation. In formal education, there is standard evaluation. In informal education, there is no textbook. In formal education, there is textbook. In informal education, there is no admission. Will you tell your mother, Mother, I want to get admitted in your kitchen for learning tea making? No, never. There is no admission in formal education. In formal education, there is admission. Then I may ask you, in informal education, is there any teacher? Yes. Fatima, what do you feel? Is there any teacher in informal education? Is there any teacher in informal education?
No.
No.
No. Then what? I think Jaspina was trying to tell something. Yeah, Jaspina, what do you feel? Yes, Jaspina just started telling something. What do you feel? Is there any teacher in informal education?
ടീച്ചർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു പ്രത്യേകമായി കൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിലും നമുക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു അറിവ് തരുന്ന എല്ലാവരെയും നമുക്ക് ടീച്ചർ എന്ന് പറയാലോ. ഒരു പോസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് അങ്ങനെ അവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ടില്ലാന്ന്.
Yeah. Then in informal education there is teacher, and in formal education there is teacher. But there is a difference. What is that difference? What is that difference? So I will tell you. See, when you attend an interview for becoming a teacher, what will be the first thing they look? The first thing, the basic thing.
Qualification.
So that is what I wanted to know. So in informal education, there is teacher because we learn tea making from our mother. Mother is the teacher. We learn something else from our father. Father is the teacher. Then if we learn riding a bicycle from our friend, then the friend is our teacher. But the difference is that In informal education, there is no qualified teacher, but in formal education, there is qualified teacher. Will you ask your mother, Mother, have you got B.Ed in tea making? No. Okay. Yeah, right. But if you have to get appointed in hotel management course, maybe your duty is to teach the students to prepare some tasty tea, some tasty coffee. But if it is taught in an educational institution, in a hotel management institution, or in a cooking institution, then you should be qualified. But in informal education, there is no qualified teacher. In informal education, there is no passing, there is no promotion. But in formal education, there is passing, promotion, grading, everything is there. Right? So these are some differences between informal and formal education. Well, you can add more points. You can add more points. In informal education, there is no time duration. In formal education, there is time duration. In informal education, there is no timetable. In formal education, there is timetable. Right? So these are some differences. And in informal education, actually, we get some practical knowledge. That is the most important thing. In formal education, we get theoretical education. See, even if we are getting some theoretical education from formal educational institutions, sometimes we may have to contact some people who have got some practical knowledge for doing works. You can see some electricians. Yeah, I have seen lots of electricians who haven't got any formal education, but they have become electricians just by assisting some other electrician in the past. So practical knowledge we gain from informal education or informal educational agencies, family, peer group, then local peer group, family, local peer group, then media, then community. All these institutions can be considered as informal social agencies of education. And we will learn more about the role of different social agencies, different social institutions in the case of educating an individual during the first semester, right? So this is informal education and formal education. Now come to formal education and non-formal education. When I will request you not to confuse with informal and non-formal. And most of the people are confused, getting confused with this. And if a question comes to differentiate between informal education and formal education, then some people will be writing, used to write the difference between non-formal and formal. Informal is something which we gain from our surroundings. But non-formal is just like formal education. There is certificate, there is evaluation, there are classes, there is admission process, there is passing, there is certificate. But there is some difference, right? In formal education, admission process will be strict. But in non-formal education, admission process will be a little bit flexible. Right? Because sometimes you may get admitted to a course, a distance course, though you are a little bit late sometimes at times. There is no strict rules. Then look at the classes. In formal education, you have to sit inside the classroom throughout the year. Yeah, right. From 9 to 4. But in non-formal educational system, some contact classes will be there. Yeah, for example, we had been giving some Econo B.Ed course here. Then the nature of the classes where the materials will be, the learning materials will be sent to the students, and some contact classes. Actually, it is known as counseling, not real classes, but counseling. The difference between class, the regular class and the counseling is that in counseling, the agency will send you the materials. Then you have to go through the materials, the learning materials, the study materials. Then on a particular day in a week or on weekend days, you can come to the classroom and you can clarify your doubts. For example, if I am teaching educational philosophy as a part of IGNOU B.Ed, and if you are the students, IGNOU will send to you the material, study material for the educational philosophy. Then during on Saturday, sometimes on Saturday or next Saturday, you will be informed that on next Saturday I will be discussing definition, meaning definition, and functions of educational philosophy. Then you have to go through that particular chapter and you have to come to the classroom on that Saturday for clarifying your doubts on the basis of your reading. I'm sorry, now the current supply is not there. Maybe after 10 or 15 minutes, if the current does not come back, sometimes the internet connection will be lost. So I will be trying to use my hotspot. So I may talk, yeah, right. So in formal education, there are the regular classes, but in informal education, you can see some contact classes, some counseling, then literacy programs also is a part of non-formal education because it is collective, because you are giving certificate. Current has come. You are giving certificates. It's not natural. Actually, they come to get education. There is a deliberate attempt, and it is given by an agency. It's collective, and after completing literacy programs, you will give them certificate. Then there is continuing education. So it's collective. Then there is some process, and it is given by an agency. It is collective. So itself it is non-formal, not informal. Informal is something which we get accidentally from our life. We are not making a deliberate attempt for getting that. We do not think that we are getting some education. We just learn, we just acquire, right? Not learn, we acquire. So in non-formal education, there will be contact classes, and in formal educational system, you can see in formal educational system, you can see certificate. In non-formal educational system, again, there is certificate. In informal education, there is a teacher, qualified teacher. In formal education, there is qualified teacher. In non-formal education, there is qualified teacher. So the difference is that everything is flexible in the case of this non-formal education. And non-formal education is intended for providing opportunity for getting more education or sharpening the skills of some people who have already got appointed in a company or in an educational institution, or who have already got some work, some job. And some educational opportunities for those who were not able to get education during their childhood days because of some factors. So I think you have got the idea on informal, formal, and non-formal education. Yeah, right?
Sir.
Yes.
So there are lots of differences between informal and formal, but there is only a few differences between formal and non-formal education. Right. So if you want to add more points, then you can just add more points. Yeah, right.
Sir, the information from newspapers and channels will come under non-formal?
No, it is informal because actually it is not collective. It is not intentional. We just read our paper as a part of our life. We do not read newspaper by thinking that we are getting some education. It is not collective. Actually, non-formal will be collective effort. It will be an organized effort by a government agency or a non-governmental agency. It will be an organized effort, and there will be some certificate and something like that. The other thing is we read some newspapers as a part of our life. We watch television as a part of our life, right? We listen to radio as a part of our life. But if you get some classes as a part of your IGNOU course, for example, there is some channel. What is this? Gyan? Anyone knows? There is a channel of IGNOU. Gyan, something like that. I forgot the name. So that channel always gives some classes intended for IGNOU students. Then, if you, for example, if I post some, for example, Victor channel, okay, Victor's channel. Actually, it's a channel, but it broadcasts some classes for the students and some classes on the topics which are included in the syllabus. So then it becomes a part of formal education. The other things, the other channels, then the other programs, the other news stories which we read and we listen to, we watch, are as a part of our life, so they can be considered as a part of informal education. So something which we gain accidentally, yeah, unintentionally. Then any other point you can, if you want to add, then you can add. So adult education is a part of non-formal education. That means literacy programs, then distance courses and open university courses are a part of non-formal education. Then you can see online courses also can be considered as a part of non-formal education because there are no regular classes, right? Then any doubt?
Sir, not an important point, a silly difference. Education procedure main two aspects, educator and learner. അതില് ഫോർമൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷനിൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേറ്ററിന്റെ IQ ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നുള്ളത് ഒരു കാര്യമാണ് സർ. അതിപ്പോ നോൺ ഫോർമൽ ആണെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ നോളജ് പ്രൊവൈഡർ, അവിടെയുള്ള നോളജ് പ്രൊവൈഡറിന്റെ IQ അവിടെ കൗണ്ട് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നില്ല. അത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഒരു മൃഗമാവാം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു വസ്തുവാവാം. സില്ലി ഡിഫറൻസ്, അതെന്റെ മനസ്സിൽ വന്നൊരു കാര്യം ജസ്റ്റ് ഞാൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് സാർ.
You meant IQ is intelligent quotient, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In informal education, actually, you are right, Farsana. It's not a silly point, actually, it's an important point. In informal education, maybe some evaluation there because, for example, if you learn riding, if you acquire the skill of riding a bicycle, sometimes your friend will tell you that I have to test whether you have got the skill of using the brake when it is needed. Maybe, but it is just for knowing whether you have got that skill, but you are not evaluating the intelligent quotient. Yeah, you are just looking whether you have got that particular skill. but you are not evaluating the intelligence of the person. That's an amazing point, person. It's not a silly point. And you have given a wonderful point. Yeah, right. Then
അതായത് അവരുടെ ഒരു
anything else?
ക്രൈറ്റീരിയ ഉണ്ടാവും അല്ലെ, നോളജ് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നവരുടെ കുറച്ച് ഫിസിക്കൽ ആസ്പെക്ട്സ് നമ്മൾ നോക്കും. പക്ഷെ നോൺ ഫോർമല് അങ്ങനെ നോക്കിയില്ല. നമ്മൾ അത് അവിടെ ഡാറ്റ ഇൻഫർമേഷന് മാത്രമേ.
Not non-formal, informal.
സോറി സർ, ഇൻഫോർമൽ.
Yeah, you're right, Farsana. That's a wonderful point. In formal education and non-formal, in formal and non-formal educational systems, education is a systematic process. You use some criteria. But in informal education, there is no criteria for giving education. It's not systematic process. It is not through some prescribed format. So that's a wonderful point. You are not using any criteria for that. In informal education, sometimes you may be testing the skill of the people, but there is no criteria. There are no criteria for testing, or there is no systematic nature, and it is not an organized process. Formal and non-formal are organized processes, yeah. But informal is not an organized process; it's natural. Yeah, right, person. That's a wonderful point. Then, any other doubt? Yes. This is something about informal, formal, and non-formal educational systems. So we should think about the which is most significant, or which is most important in our life. We have to think which one is most important. Which is most important? What do you think? What do you think? Which one of these kinds of education is most important?
എല്ലാത്തിനും അതിൻ്റെതായ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവും. പക്ഷെ ഫോർമൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ഒരു പരിധി വരെ അതിന്റെ ഒരു ആപ്ലിക്കബിലിറ്റി, അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഡ്യൂറേഷനിൽ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒതുങ്ങി പോകാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ ഇൻഫോർമൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷനിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന അറിവ് നമുക്ക് ലൈഫ് ലോങ് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണ് സർ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്.
Yeah, you're right, person. Actually, all these items are important in our life. But maybe, as you have told, informal can be placed a little above the other two, because nowadays we need formal education for leading a meaningful life. At the same time, we should learn different items from our surroundings. And when we become teachers, or when we become some employees, when we start working, then we should not stop our formal education. We can continue our formal education, because non-formal education is a sort of semi-formal education. I thought we call it semi-formal, or we call it non-formal, but it's a part of formal educational system. Because when you become a teacher, then if you are able to use some psychological approach towards your children, it will be more helpful for you. So when you become teacher, if you do some courses in psychology, some practical psychology, or in positive psychology, or in something like that, or if you do a course in communication, then it will be more helpful for you. It will be helping you to sharpen your skills. It will be helping you to update your knowledge. And see, nowadays you see, when you go before your students, sometimes the students may have got something the latest, and if you do not get an idea on that latest knowledge, pieces of knowledge, sometimes you will be rejected by your students. So updating the knowledge, then sharpening our skills, then changing our methodologies, changing our ways of working, all these are important in our life. So when we think about these three different kinds of education, all of these are significant. But as Farsana has told, just try to get some knowledge and education from people around you, and it will give you more practical knowledge. For example, when I was traveling by a train a day, another day when I was traveling by a train, I just met a person who was working in Indian Railways, and then he told me about new technology, German technology, I feel so, German technology of constructing compartments for trains. So I got some knowledge. But then after that, on another day, I was coming back from Chennai with my brother. We had gone for his medical checkup, and we were on the way back to our home. And I met another person. He also was working in railways. Then I told him that nowadays there is some German technology in the construction of compartments and so on. So then he told me that you are not right. There is German technology, but we are not using that German technology because that technology is not applicable in our country. So actually, I was trying to show my expertise, my knowledge in that particular aspect of Indian Railway, but he gave me more knowledge about that. So we can get different types of knowledge from others. So I think all of you are seeing me. I will show you something, right? I think all of you are seeing me. What is this one? What is this? What is this? Yes? What is this? What I'm showing to you?
A piece of paper.
That's good. Then just wait there. You just wait there. I will take another one. This is something interesting. Okay. Just wait there. This is something interesting. Some of you might have not this one, but still I want to make it there. So this is a piece of paper, right? Then I'm going to prepare something with this one. See, when I was a degree student at Safed College, the brother of my ustad, my religious teacher, who was from Bihar, and he was running a tailor shop at my native place, Madhamangalam. And during that Ramadan, he had gone back to Bihar. And he had told me that I should sit there at the shop to give the items back to the customers, because some people had given some clothes to make churidars and such things. And I was sitting there on a day. I was sitting there. Then a small boy came there. And he just introduced himself to me. And I asked his name. He told Sachin. His name was Sachin, and he was from Kollam or Ernakulam. He had come there just to visit his uncle. And he asked me, "Uncle, do you know how to prepare Bakkar Ka's shirt?" I told, "I do not know." Then he took a piece of paper just like this. Then he told me one night, he just folded the paper just like this. I think you're seeing me, okay? He just folded the paper just like this. Then he asked me, what is this? I told, I do not know. I don't know. Then he told me, this is Bakarka's home. Then I just laughed. Then he told me, one night a thief came to Bakarka's home. Bakarka and his wife were sleeping. The thief climbed the upstairs of that home and he just removed the upper part of the terrace. Yes, he just removed the upper part of the terrace and he started getting down to the downstairs. He went, again he went. So he was going downstairs, yes. And he entered the room of Bakarka. Then, and he took something from the shelf of Bakarka. Then suddenly, Bakarka woke up and asked the thief, what did you steal? The thief told, nothing. Then Bakarka broke his right hand. Bakarka broke his or removed his right hand. Then again Bakarka asked, what did you steal? The thief told, nothing. Bakarka removed his left hand. And then Bakarka got what the thief had stolen, that is Bakarka's shirt. Right? Got it? Yes. Do you see this one? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So actually this story I learned from that little boy. And see, I was able to use this story when I was on teaching practice, when I was doing my B.Ed course. I just used this story for teaching some English words. Then when I was a B.Ed student, I prepared a story, I think something like Kada Prasanga, yeah, with this one. I used this one for during different occasions. Actually, I got this idea from a little boy. I was 19 years old during that time, and the boy was, I think, 10 years old. So my dear students, you will get more and more knowledge, practical knowledge from people around you. Just try to speak to others. During the 2017-19 batch, I gave the students the documentary as a work, just as I gave you this year. And one girl student selected a topic, I think, mother, abandoned mother, കുട്ടികളാൽ ഉപേക്ഷിക്കപ്പെടുന്ന മാതാക്കന്മാരെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള ഒരു topic. Then she was traveling on a bus and she spoke to a lady who was sitting beside her. She just spoke about the topic she had selected for the documentary. And that lady told her that there had been a mother who had been neglected by her sons and daughters, and she visited that mother And she interviewed that mother, and she prepared a wonderful documentary in that year. So maybe you may get some knowledge, you may get some ideas, you may get some data, you may get some information, you may get some skills from the people around you. So all these types of education are significant. Sometimes we may get some knowledge from our students. I have told you that I learned how to construct a website, how to create a website from Nishad, my student during in the batch, student of the batch 2011-12. So never become ashamed. Never feel ashamed of asking something to some people who are inferior to you. Maybe your juniors, maybe your students, maybe some uneducated people around you. You can get knowledge. So these are three types of education: formal, informal, and non-formal education. And all these types of education are significant in our life, right? So this is something about the topic. Now the time is 10:37. I think you have got your optional hour at 11:10. So I may give you this half an hour for studying your first semester papers. Right. So I will be leaving the class just now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.